MGTOW. MGTOW. I wanted to shout that a little. I think my roommate is sleeping right now, so I gotta kind of stay quiet. Just you know, uh, pretty sure. Okay, we already got somebody in there. All right, so hopefully everything they can see and hear me. What y'all been up to? I'm just being quiet. If you're just joining, I have to be quiet. This is my new apartment. I have an apartment in my apartment building. Mainly, I want it to be for men, but as it is now, I have a female tenant here. I'm just hanging out, having a good time. I've been playing Magic. I think this camera is a little better. I made a nice red and blue deck, mountains and islands. I also bought a couple decks, so I'm not playing just slivers anymore. Check that out. I made a kitty deck for one of my friends. He likes cats, so I made a elemental kitty deck. That's a frost lynx. When it comes into play, tap target creature on the battlefield an opponent controls, and basically that creature does not untap on their next turn, so that you can hopefully attack. If you can tap if you can tap their largest creature or something like that. Here's another kitty. I don't know if he's watching right now, but here's another kitty. Chandra's elemental cat or Ember cat, and it's an elemental cat, and it gives you a red mana, and it's a 2/2. So it's a cool little deck. I got 3 or 4 of those. I got 3 or 4 of these guys. I think 3 of these guys that make when he's out, he's a 2/3, which isn't bad. And his ability is, whenever another blue creature enters the battlefield under my control, target player puts the top 2 cards of his library into the graveyard. So it basically mills their deck a little bit. And then this one, and then she's like the opposite. She lets me draw a card when she enters the battlefield. Just stuff like that. It's a cool little deck I made with a couple infuriates that are instants, meaning I can cast them at any moment, my turn or the opponent, like during an attack. I can beef up my creatures. Magic is such a cool little game, man. Oops, I put an elemental token in there. Oh well, I'll keep it for now. I was playing my nephew earlier, and it's just such a great. I mainly do it for to keep my mind sharp, man, because it's literally it's like chess. There's strategy for sure. There's strategy involved, and there's math because the creatures have power and toughness and stuff. Or that's not a creature, but this. She's a 2/1. So you have to calculate battle damage, and then you have to calculate all these count. There's cards that can give them +1/+1 counters or +2. So you have to sit there. We take dice and put them on top of the creature cards, like little 6-siders. So if she gets a +1/+1, I'll cover it up with a dice and make it a 3/2 basically, so we can remember things quicker. But it keeps your mind sharp. Games like that. What's up, Hans Can Solo? I've been watching your videos. I've seen your videos. There's some cool stuff in here. Befuddle. There's a cool counter. This is what I need more of. I'll show you what I need more of in this deck. Where is it? I know this is geeky. Are you geeky enough? Are you geeky enough to handle this stuff? Look at this. That's our new thing when we play Magic now, because there's so much stuff you have to remember. I'll get to the point in my video in a second too, where what I'm realizing is that everything that you say in life, in this life right now, the way it is, can be twisted to be politically incorrect now. And you have to realize that that is a huge part of the problem. You understand what I'm saying for talking about issues? And that's the kind of the point of this video. And there's also some news updates that I want you to hear about. Did you see Hammerhand's new video about renting pussy? It's good stuff. I would have to say that it is safer, you know, if you're going to, you know, I try to endorse Monk. I think I'm going to do some MGTOW karaoke on here, by the way, too. But I advise Monk style for like basically all right. Once I got red pilled with MGTOW knowledge, I got to look up here. Once I got red pilled with MGTOW knowledge, I went into this life fully knowing everything. Do you understand like that? I didn't go, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. When all these guys that were coming to me, okay, if by 24 or 25 you haven't figured out that all these bitches basically party and get off scot-free and go to college, and that all the men now who used to do that, it used to be the other way, all the men that party, you know, went to college, right? Now the women party and F all the dudes that, and you know, ride the sea carousel. Then they get off scot-free and they all go to college, while the guys basically just fall deeper into drugs now and then walk around all broken up. They'll work you to death now. Like, they'll make you prove everything in the Social Security office while you're told that, oh, we should just let any, because, you know, in other words, my big problem isn't immigrants coming here. It's me being treated like, oh, I'm an American, so I'm automatically a liar, and I got to have 10 forms of ID. Do you understand? And fall into all these ridiculous qualifications. I can't make a little too much, you know what I mean? Can't make a little too much money, which ain't much anyway, or I don't qualify for this or that. Oh no, you don't get health care. Well, yeah, we understand. We know you work. No, the illegal aliens don't have it any better. That's what they'll tell you, straight face. But it's like, but basically my point is, you know, dude, they treat you like you're the one. You're an American. The whole town knows you. The people working down at the DMV know you. Some of them know your sister or something. You understand what I'm saying? But you're treated like the illegal alien, while the illegal aliens just waltz right in and, you know what I mean, are given everything. No, that's not, you know, I don't agree with that. But my point is of this video basically comes down to, you know, when you go into the courts, anything that you say, it's basically this. What it goes almost along with anything you say can and will be used against you. Basically, that's basically what I'm saying. The problem now is everything that you say can be twisted and will be twisted now to be politically incorrect. You know, even if you say the truth, that will be somehow twisted around to be used against you. That's why. So when you think you're in court and you're vindicating yourself, you're arguing and you're telling the truth, it doesn't matter. When you say, I'm going to give you like, oh, and I was worried, you know, any certain word you use, they can take it however they want. So you could be like, well, I was worried, Your Honor, and da-da-da. Oh, he was worried, so you were emotional. Oh, you were afraid. Well, you might do something. That means you might have done something uncalled for, and just twist what you mean by worried, you know, and instead of using another word, concerned. You understand what I'm saying? So anything that you can say, they can twist, can be twisted now. So you're a distraught, angry father, you know, and you're fighting for your kids, you know, you're fighting to see your kids more than 2 or 3, which, you know, I mean, just the other day, the guy at the other end of the building who, once again, over the summer was like, yeah, I don't buy into all that stuff, Stu. these simple guys, God bless them, man. And then, now, but in the end, I'm telling you, I'm always right. They all come back to me, and whether it's 4 or 5 months later, and they're like, I'm being dragged into court again, more child support. When just like 3 weeks before that, they told me that she just literally was like, no, you don't get a visit this week. So you only got 3 visits over the month instead of his big whopping 4 visits for a couple hours. You understand what I'm saying? They're doing this to you, and if he goes in court angry like he should be, like if you're not angry about that, there is something wrong with you. Do you understand what I'm saying? But the judge will twist that, and everyone will twist that, so you can be an angry, distraught person, totally right, upset now like you should be, and not it wouldn't be normal in a society where when you say something outrageous like that is happening and everyone goes, what? Because that can be done to me too, or my son too. Well, listen, I'm with you, man. I'm gonna make some phone calls and we're all gonna get together. Do you understand what I'm saying? In a society like that, you wouldn't have to be angry. Do you understand? But in a society where everybody around you takes everything you say and twists it to be politically incorrect, you know what I mean? You're going about it the wrong way. Or don't say that, say this. Because you know what I mean? Oh, I'm going to go down to those, But this kind of arose out of a case, right? Or my case right now, where now all of a sudden DCF for some reason is trying to get a hold of me. The only other time they've tried to get a hold of me, I keep looking at the screen. Oh, how do I look? It's fat. I'm stellar. No, I'm joking. So my point is this: the last time they tried to get a hold of me was when they wanted me to take custody of my kids. So I feel like something's going on, but I don't know. We're gonna find out soon. Yeah, I will watch Hammerhand's new video though. I'm glad there's people tuning in. How's it going? I'm drinking coffee. I can splash in there. You can see it. It's coffee. See the brown coffee. So what else do I got here? And I wanted to make a video about that because it's important. I just want to articulate that to you. That's how it works now. And basically, and you automatically start out politically incorrect as a man. You know what I mean? And while, as like I said, it's like women are just vindicated somehow magically. It's my roommate's kind of trying to sleep, and I probably hope to wake him up. MGTOW karaoke. I mean, We Smell Corruption did some MGTOW karaoke. What was it? I'm trying to think of the song. How were you feeling when they shut your channel down? I had 3 million. I know that, right? Exactly. The police generally have an IQ of just above retarded now. You know what I'm saying? And they think they're law enforcement. That's what they think. They literally think they're law enforcement. Well, if you want to keep law enforcement out of your life, then you know what I mean. And so You're not here to enforce the law. You're here to enforce the Constitution. They don't get it, man. They're destroying the country. Because literally they follow all the orders of all the people that of the swamp, drain the swamp. Well, the police enforce all that. Do they not? Do not violent, aggressive steroid addicts like bully police with guns that that are just like, oh, just tell it to. I don't know. Yeah, I know it's wrong. I'm just doing my job. Yeah, no. That's at that point you're basically a criminal. You're complicit at that point. Fuck the feds, huh? I know. This is a green neck. The spider has reach, can block flying. Are you geeky enough? I'm not geeky enough. Yeah, there's so much you have to remember when you play this game. Sometimes it gets crazy. This deck's pretty straightforward though. Here's a guy with vigilance, meaning he can attack and then block on your turn. He doesn't have to tap to attack. If a creature doesn't have vigilance and you attack with it, you can't also then block with it on the opponent's turn. I don't know if anybody in my audience has ever played Magic, but it's a wicked cool game. What's this? You can take things out of your graveyard. I think isn't that what this does? Where'd it go? I'll answer anybody's questions if you guys want to say anything. I'll read the chat as much as I can. I'm going through my decks, man. They're pretty tight. Thought I just saw that artifact. Where did it go? Right there. Sacrifice Salvager of Ruins. Choose target permanent card in your graveyard that was put there from the battlefield this turn. Return it to your hands. Target permanent. Salvager of Ruins. Ooh, isn't that cool looking, man? You can't resist. If more people played Magic, you'd all get off of drugs, basically. What do we got here? Except pot, maybe. I don't know. Pot's hard. That's a hard call to quit pot. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just joking. I don't smoke weed anymore. Let me see. Look at this guy. Looks like Swamp Thing or something. He's pretty tight. I should see if my nephew wants this card for his green deck. This is basically it's what is it? Elementals and wolves, I think, is what this deck is. This guy's pretty cool. Right here. Woodland Champion. 2/2. Whenever one or more tokens, like a wolf token or something, enters the battle under your control, put that many +1/+1 counters on Woodland Champion. So people tend to go after him and kill him as quickly as possible because he just sits there and gets bigger and bigger. Stuff like that. My red deck is ferocious, man. Let me see if I got my red deck in. That deck is ferocious. What did I do with that? So that's... Anything you say can and will be used against you. So check it out. Yeah, DCF is trying to get a hold of me right now. I got a letter from DCF. And now DCF is the Department of Children and Family. And now I'm waiting on, and my furnace is out right now, and it's like freezing cold outside. It's crazy, man. I got, the dudes finally fixed it today, thank God. Because it's like winter camping right now in my house, basically. Man, it's like, it's like winter camping in here. I think I have hunting gear. The power could go out right now and I would be fine. Except there'd be hordes of people that didn't have like survival gear that would be robbing or trying to break into people's houses probably. I would be fine. I have traps. I wouldn't even have to hardly go outside except to check my traps. Basically, I got everything I need. This is a tight little deck. It's a tight little deck. It's fucking tight. No, this is blue and white, obviously, because there's an island and a plane and one colorless, and it's a flying creature that gives all your other flying creatures +1/+1. That's pretty cool if you have flying in your deck. I got a little fairy that helps me draw more cards. Every single one of my decks has usually some type of way for me to draw more cards. I try to find some creature in that color or spell or excuse to draw more cards because it just makes your deck faster. If you ever want to play a game of Magic, you know what I mean. All the creatures have a lot of the creatures have little abilities. Like this is a white creature, and I can tap it, and it gives me 1 life. So if I had a couple of these out there, you know what I mean, and some other creatures to block with, I could just sit there and be like, oh, and I tap these 2, and I gain 2, and take your die, and I gain 2 life. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Uh, there's other stuff. Look at this. Here's a little 1/3. What is this? The Daybreak Chaplain, and it's a white, of course. Plains. It means that you need plains to cast it, and it's a 1/3. Power 1, toughness 3, and it has lifelink. So for every point of damage this does to either a player or another creature, I gain that much life. Boop boop, and then my little life die goes up more. Boop boop boop. This is a life gain deck, but it has other little like blue type stuff. Like here's a blue spell that I have here. I have 3 of these called Sleep Paralysis. So I can pick one of their creatures, and this is an enchantment, so it just stays out on the battlefield when I cast it, unless somebody can disenchant it, which of course takes some other little card. But basically, I pick one of their creatures and tap it, and it just stays tapped unless they can get rid of this enchantment. Basically, just stuff like that. It's a cool. Here's a little cheap 1 or 2/1 knight with first strike. First strike and double strike are double strike is almost should be illegal. double strike is devastating. Red has a lot of double strike. What's up, Benjamin Lewis? Did you ever watch Itachi videos? He's an ex MGTOW. No, maybe. Anybody who traversable misfit. That's We Smell Corruption. Anybody who doesn't know who We Smell Corruption is, the police destroyed his channel. So go rebuild We Smell Corruption's channel, please. He's a young man that is literally, he's not just sitting around dissing bitches all day. You know what I mean? He's just, he's talking, he's like basically calling it how he sees it around there. And the police don't like it. Police don't like it. Someone stole my cell phone the other day. I'm really upset about that. We all know who it was too. This lady right here, when she comes out onto the battlefield, she's flying 3/2. And when she comes out onto the battlefield, I just gain 4 life. Just bang. So I have a flying 3/2, and my life goes up again. See how this deck works? It's pretty cool. Look at this guy. He's a 7/7. This is like a 7/7 flying angel with lifelink, I think. Is this the one? You may pay a plane and tap 4 untrapped. Oh, I may pay 1 plane and tap 4 untapped creatures I control with flying rather than pay the spell's mana cost. And he has flying and lifelink, and he's like a 7/7 flying and lifelink. There it is, flying lifelink. And that means, once again, every time he does 7 damage, I get 7 life. But as you can see, his mana cost is 7. 3. I have to have out 3 planes and 4 of any other color. So it would be like I need 3 planes and then at least 4 other planes or islands. So you don't usually get out something like this till late in the game unless you have, like I said, you sit there, you have some cards that help you draw cards, and you'll pick up more mana. You know what I mean? Yeah, I have creatures that have creatures sometimes that give me mana, so they have multiple purposes. They probably stole your phone to shut your channel down. Make sure you are on. They stole my phone because they're a junkie. I feel bad for this junkie, and I let him in sometimes. And I gave him my last $5. Because it's personal. I can't talk about it, but he's kind of family. So I have to get another phone. I'm sure We Smell Corruption knows exactly what I'm talking about when I say that everything that you say can be basically twisted as being politically incorrect, even if it's the truth. Do you understand what I'm saying? And even if you're right, it's the truth and you're right. It doesn't matter. It can be twisted to whereas you're being wrong. You know what I'm saying? Don't you think that's an issue? That's a big issue now that we need to people. You need to understand that. Here's a disenchant right here. This is a really old school card, one of the originals. It's called Core, basically, I think, or it's called. Is it modern? It's called Modern. It's called Modern, and modern means whatever is basically still in print and used in any game store. They have all these new vintage is like the most original Magic cards that you can find. The first series, basically the first printing, the first block that they printed. Then they have all these terms, modern, standard. Standard is like just like me and your friends kind of playing at the kitchen table, mostly. Kind of what standard means, you know what I mean? Where you can, like in our house, like even cards that are supposedly banned, we still use them. You just have to have shit to deal with them. That's all. Upload videos. We smell. Yes. See, done. Eldeport. Dono Eldeport knows. Yeah, if you see things for what they truly are and have a hard time dealing with it, they will wrongfully diagnose you. Right. And hey, I love your channel. You speak about truth. Yeah, I woke up. I mean, I was always sort of awake, like just barely conscious, but they really keep you. Okay, we didn't have the internet, so they really, and even with the internet, they still do a good job at really keeping you dumbed down until you get out of high school, sort of. Some people that have really unfortunate lives, they wake up a little quicker because, like, We Smell Corruption, he went into foster care early because, if I believe, unless correct me if I'm wrong, but your mother lost custody of you in a DUI car crash or something, lost custody of you. So you learned early about the shitty. You basically learned at 14 or whatever what other people get to learn at 18 when they get kicked out in the fucking street and nobody cares about them anymore. Not even your parents now, basically. It's like, and it'd be different, like I said. I trust me, man. I found out in this life I pay attention to everything, man. I'm alert now. Trust me. I used to blow stuff off and not be serious, not anymore. But yeah, basically, some people learn a little sooner than others, but generally everybody, unless you're a complete rich mother effer, you know what I mean, like Trump or Obama. If you think I'm sitting here playing politics, you know what I mean, or any of those stupid presidents. Who even knows? They could be CIA could be playing presidents. And Americans wouldn't even know. They don't even care. Could be the CIA literally going, yeah, you play some guy named Donald Trump. No, it's great. Yeah, it's Donald Trump. You know what I mean? We don't even know what's going on. I think it's that fake. It's like I almost feel like even politics in America is like the WWF, basically. So it's bullshit. All of it. Where nothing changes down here for us men, basically. No matter who's in control. there's another dance like a dad, dance like a dad billboard down on Wacona Street, another goofy one of showing dads being clowns. That's okay. You know what I mean? If they show a female billboard, it's her with a black eye, and it's like, "Are you being abused?" Some abuse hotline, or you know what I mean? It's it's incredible, man. Just and they use that's what I'm talking about. It's like it's like if you're not in class and you're walking down the street, they bombard you with these billboards, these PSAs everywhere. You know what I mean? And if you're not getting bombarded by these giant billboards shaming you as a man how to behave, then you walk in your front door and your mom or whoever your baby boomer, parent or whoever's in charge of your life when you're younger is been watching the news and is already like, hey, they're brainwashed. You know what I mean? Telling you, giving you bad advice, making you worry about stuff you shouldn't even have to be worrying about. I mean, it's a whole. We have a whole society based on fear right now, just fear and using fear to control, and black uniform police. It's like when you like the police, so when you watch Star Wars, you root for the stormtroopers, then you root for the evil empire. I'm telling you, man, it is just crazy. They used to show they used to show um, billboards in Poland with women with black eyes that said he did it because the suit. Right, exactly, and that's what a woman would say. She wouldn't say that like she like cheated and ran around, had then drank, did drugs, laid around all day. The kids were neglected and diaper rashes, and wouldn't. And then finally one day, come home, the soup is cold, and she got smacked. I'd be like, no, the soup was cold. He smacked me in the eye. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying, man. I mean, very few men are sitting there just beating women for no reason. In fact, go try to beat a woman for no reason. I dare you. Well, I mean, don't do that. But I mean, I'm just saying, if you think it's like that, you can just go beat women and nobody's gonna go do anything about it. I guarantee you, you go try to beat a woman right now, there will be police and white knights everywhere, unless you're her boyfriend and she likes it in some sick way. And I'm telling you, they're out there. I mean, I'm not saying there's not real cases of it, but generally, yeah, you go trying to abuse. I mean, I know. How do I know? Because I know women who beat men, and then the DA puts the man in jail. That's how I know. I know guys that are in jail and can't see their kids because the female was crazy, you know, beat him during the pregnancy, but then when he like literally even slightly like pushed her off of him, called the police and said he attacked me, and now they're facing criminal charges, and the girl leaves the state, basically beats her boyfriend and kidnaps the kid and leaves the state, and then the DA brings charges against the boyfriend. You understand what I'm saying? So that's how I know all this. There's a case like that going on right now. My friend Joe Cavey. I don't even think he cares if I say his name. It's all true. You want to look it up. Call the DA if you don't believe me. It's exactly the truth. It's not my side of the story. It's the truth. What's up, MGTOW? Gopnik. I don't know what that means, but there's a war in men and boys. Basically, if you have not figured this out yet, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I woke up, like I was saying earlier, by 20, oh, that's what I was saying. By the time, it wasn't like I was sitting around going to all these guys in my early 20s and 30s. I got off track. Now I remember I was saying before, like, oh, uh, you know, I don't know what you're talking about, dude. Not all women were like that. I knew all the unscrupulous women that were single mothers and had fathers. You understand what I'm saying? So I knew that there was a double standard when I had kids. And if you are a strong enough individual to endure being treated like a piece of crap by the judge for like I said, having everything you say be twisted around as you being out of line. You know what I mean? Everything like, oh, she just takes my sport and doesn't. So it's all about this. So, and then the judge will take that not as like it's important that you pay your support because so that later your kid can't try to use that against you that you didn't. Yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying it is important. I think guys probably should get together and stop paying the support, but do it together, but not just one guy here and there. Because then when you need it, the people will come to your aid. Hopefully, that should be how it works. Unless we're all dirtbags and we just deserve everything we get in this country. But what I'm trying to say is basically, you know, uh, um, men, unless you're willing to basically, endure all that, man, don't, you better be careful about having kids and sleeping around. I'm telling you right now, I did it fully knowing full well knowing a lot. I mean, now living it is a whole nother game, but it's not like I'm surprised. I might be outraged about a lot of things, but I'm not surprised. You understand what I'm saying? I've seen it. I've seen it over and over. All the guys in my town going through that. I've seen it over and over. It's not like it's a fairy tale or a myth. Everybody knows. Everybody knows now. The courts are, there's double. Not just the courts, the police, society, the schools, everything are all biased in favor of women now. Everybody knows it. If you don't know that by now, I mean, and then I posted on my Facebook the other day. I'm like, there's this thing called math. Maybe you've heard of it before. And if you don't make more jobs for women, you just let women take half the existing jobs that men have, and throw in illegals and foreigners too, that there's going to be mathematically certain men that cannot work all the time. Maybe some will be employed sometimes and not, and then others will be like, oh, that job's there. Oh, give it to me. Give me that shitty job. You see, like it's just, like it's not that men are fathers are deadbeats and men are losers. It's that's called math, basically. And you devalue the labor force for the people that own corporations and businesses because you double the labor, triple the labor, bring in like tons of and the illegal aliens don't have to prove who they are, but you and your kid do 15 times over every time they see them. Who are you again? You know what I mean? I'm telling you, it's going to get ugly. The war, no, man. I'm telling you, that's what I'm saying. That's why, unless all you MGTOW haters want to ante up and help fight back, and shut your mouths and stop bitching like women, and all of us get together and do something about it. Then shut up. MGTOW is the best way to go. It's not. We smell corruption. It's not his responsibility to fix the neighborhood when he's got the police coming down on him. It's not Dono Elderport's job to fix his whole country. You know what I'm saying? It's not MGTOW Gopnik's job to fix everything. You know what I mean? It's not my job to go down and fix the courthouse. The police will kill me. Do you understand? Police will kill you if you go down and try to fix the juryless criminal courthouses. You got to depend on a couple good guys in government to help you out. I still haven't had my surgery. I finally saw the doctor today. He's like, "Oh yeah, you got a hernia." Pff, yeah, no doubt. It's like fucking. It's like this fucking big sticking out. My guts are popping out. Nobody even cares. I started telling people America's the best country in the world. I started telling people, hey, I'm working my ass off here. I can't afford health care and my guts are popping out. 5 months later, I'm like, why are you late? I think I'm pretty sure I told you I had a fucking hernia and I can't fucking sleep that fucking night and I work my ass off and I don't have health care. This country's fucking done. The sheriff told me that I caused a lot of problems in town. Yeah, you did. Not the drug dealers, not the drug lords and the drug dealers and all the people that aren't out there trying to tell the truth like you. Yeah, it's all your fault that it's all your fault we smell corruption, that the country's going to hell. Yeah, that's what it is. It's not the bankrupt, illegitimate government and their bankrupt police going, get to work, white boy. You got to pay everybody's bills. And oh, your guts are popping out? I don't care. Oh, you can't see your kids? Tell the judge. How about a billboard of a dude beating the shit out of somebody that's just with a gun? How about a father? How about a billboard of protect your family like a dad, and some guy pistol whipping a thug while the police look the other way, laughing at each other or laughing at a joke like, hey, and the father's just got the guy down, like pounding some thug's face and going, "You stay away from my daughter! Kink, 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 kink. You want trouble? You want trouble?" You know what I mean? How about a billboard like that of Charles Bronson pistol whipping somebody and then holding two guys? You know, you want some too? You understand what I'm saying? No, it's dance like a dad. Be a clown so your kids will laugh at you and not respect you, because that's what being a dad. I'm not saying dads shouldn't joke around and be funny. My father had a great sense of humor, but he could take off his belt too. You know what I'm saying? And he did some things that I'm not even going to talk about live on air to protect, you know. I was like, damn, you know, back then, you know, it wasn't such a police state. Feminism is more than cancer, bro. Feminism's it's like already won and is reanimating the country, and like the Lady Liberty is a zombie now, basically. The country's beyond like being on the gurney or on the table with, you know, flatlining. Now it's been reanimated as some crazy fucking female zombie. And it's just cannibalizing, the country's cannibalizing itself. It's eating its own progeny. I deleted all of my new YouTube videos because they told me your lawyer saw your video. This stuff, I'm telling you, MGTOW's for real, man. Yeah, see, oh yeah, if you telling the truth about how screwed over you are will be twisted to be politically incorrect. Do you understand? You talking about how all the managers and all are doing cops with the drugs or drugs with the cops after hours, and you talking about all the women being prostitutes and all, you know, and everybody being tattooed up criminals while you're just trying to survive and make better as a male in this country. You will be twisted as you being some terrorist. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Everything you say now and do will just be twisted to be politically incorrect now. Anything you say can just be twisted to be politically. Are you guys getting this? You know, are you guys figuring this out? This is what's going on. The fact that MGTOW isn't mainstream, and if you're MGTOW, you should especially understand this. Allows the show. Yes, right. Yeah, no doubt. People do hate the truth. The truth is just the truth, though. If people don't like the truth, my grandmother used to say, if you don't like the truth, you better change it. I had to change some things about myself in life. If the truth hurts, you better change it, America. Don't blame me. Don't blame MGTOW. Got 3 thumbs up, got 4 thumbs up, people watching. It's good to see people are in here. I know I don't have any kind of regular schedule. You know, my life is crazy. But things are are still looking up. Don't get me wrong. I'm still happy. MGTOW. MGTOW. Anyway. I've been thinking BitChute. I got some videos up on BitChute. BitChute's only. I'll tell you what will fix BitChute. Are you listening? I'll tell you what will fix your channel right now. Being able to sort all the videos like on YouTube by hour, day, week, month, year. Do you understand? Just be able so you can just type in a subject and then filter. So you're not, gotta just keep going through everything. You gotta, start with the latest. I like to look up things by day, even by hour. I want to see what's going on now. Thank you, MGTOW Black Clover. I appreciate all the sub and all the help I can get. Trust me, I'm doing this regardless because it's my responsibility to talk about this stuff, whether people want to hear it or not. How's the weather up there? Oh, dude. Richie, what's up? Dude, it is cold. It's not that bad tonight. I mean, trust me, I'm from Massachusetts, and it's probably maybe 30 degrees out or so tonight, 35, 30. I don't know. I wouldn't say, but there's ice, and I don't see anything dripping, so I'm going to say 30. It's probably just barely freezing with a little bit of a wind, and so it's not that bad if you got long johns on and a hat and a hood and all that. It's not that bad. Yeah, it's brick down there, too. Yeah, it's cold. It's basically brick up here. Everything's frozen. Lake's freezing now. I tried to take my dune buggy out and the throttle's jammed up. I don't know if it's frozen or something's wrong. I got to fix the throttle cable on it. I wanted to take my dune buggy out in the snow. It needs right off the bat. It needs chains on the tires anyway because I got stuck just trying to get it moving. Yeah, I know, man. I wish I could have got it out in the snow. I'm in Massachusetts. I'm a mass hole. I was born in Savannah, Georgia, so I'm actually a cracker. But I'm not. I'm actually originally. I'm technically. I was born in Georgia. I mean, my family's from up here, so I am a Yankee. But I physically was born in Georgia on a military base in the Army. My father was in the military when I was born. He was over in Vietnam. Thank God he lived, or I wouldn't have had a dad. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm lucky to even have a father. My father went to Vietnam, man. Montana, I wish I could, if I wasn't on the hook, if I wasn't here with kids, if I wasn't trying to stay close to my kids and on the hook for child support, and you know what I mean, and didn't have such a good job that they make sure like my boss does the paperwork on the side, even, not a lot of employers like to do that to make sure my child support gets paid. And he's been late before, and I'll tell you, it's like, oh, I can't see my kids, but if I'm 3 days late on my child support, boy, look out, all holy hell will break loose. But and my life will be destroyed forever. But you know what I'm saying? It's incredible. But I would move out. My point is I would move out to the Midwest, someplace like Montana. 100,000 is not bad. I think we got about 30,000 in my town. It used to be 40 or 50,000, I think, in the 80s. But since General Electric left since GE pulled out of here and went to like Schenectady, New York, or something like that. The population has dwindled to about, I think it's 35,000. It's mostly old people. It's like you're either retired, it's like, it's mostly either people retiring or doctors, lawyers, judges, police, courts. You know what I mean? It's like there's like no in between. So, yeah. There's like a little tiny middle class here. It's just trying to get by. Bone splinter as an additional cost. It only costs one, but I have to sacrifice a creature, destroy target creature. So I just go, oh, it's a nice creature. Put it in the graveyard. Bam. This is my black deck. A foil murder. Murder. Costs 3. Destroy target creature. A king sitting in his throne with a sword in his chest. Murder. Murder. I'll just like murder it. This is a cool little artifact that I put in here. As Heraldic Banner enters the battlefield, choose a color. Creatures you control of that color get +1/+0, and then add 1 mana. And then every turn you can tap it to add a mana of any color to cast spells. It's pretty tight. This thing's pretty sick. This is only for 3. It's a 3, or it's a 7/6 dinosaur for 3, but the only drawback is at the beginning of your turn, your upkeep, discard a card. So you have to throw a card in your graveyard. But when you run out of cards and you don't have any more in your hands, I just put him out there as my last creature, and then he's a 7/6 bang. I had Rich, I have a feeling at some point, like, man, I'll tell you, I've been getting hit left and right up here. My car broke down. Now my furnace is broken. I'm up here with no heat, bro. But I'm having a feeling that if some things get better at some point, whatever, blippity blah, I can I'll probably take a road trip down to Pennsylvania. Problem is is weed legal in Pennsylvania? Can I smoke weed down there without? I don't want to go to jail in Pennsylvania because I got caught with a joint or something. You know what I'm saying? I don't smoke weed anymore. I'm just joking. Anyway, there are 27 women and only 2 men in my doctoral program. That's what I'm saying. Those women probably are okay. And tell me about the women in the doctoral program, because you probably find out that a lot of them, are riding the cock carousel, doing drugs, dating guys that do drugs. I know somebody that was in the nursing program and then got a job working in the medical industry. And I'm just saying, man, it was a mess. And then it's like, it's not like, okay, because of my sister, who used to be, she doesn't really anymore, but she used to date criminals basically. And she didn't have, quote, daddy issues. We had a perfectly good father. Look at me. I turned out fine. No, I'm just joking. But my point being is she used to date criminals. So the plus side of my sister dating guys in the underworld is that even though I'm from a sheltered middle class family, I firsthand have had an opportunity to witness the underworld because my sister liked to play in the underworld. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's not like I don't know total druggies that date. It's like, that date nurses, and the nurses are druggies too. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I know what goes on in the medical industry. Nobody has to tell me. Alcoholic nurses. I think the dude that I was talking about, when he finally got a job, because he would. I don't even want to get into it. What they harassed him. They harassed this because he was a male. Like you said, it's for women now. It's not for you men. It's for women to take care of their their druggy boyfriends. But um, basically, yeah, he told me that one of his managers basically went to jail for DUI. Basically, she was a raging alcoholic. And I'm not saying, maybe you got to drink to deal. I guess maybe she had to drink to deal with that profession, having people die out, probably holding people's hand every day as they died. But even still, it's not an excuse, man. Uh, they keep inviting me to parties and coffee. It's getting annoying. I don't want any part in it. Academia is another biased environment. Fuck them. Yeah, I know, right? Stay away, basically. Back to what I said earlier. Unless you're ready to be in a situation where everything you say is politically incorrect, and you just need to shut up and listen. Happy wife, happy life. If you like that, go for it. If you are just a complete animaton, and all you care about is just having a vagina in your face, then yeah, and you'll do anything for that. You have no self-respect or dignity. You know what I mean? And you're gonna sit around while your wife goes to college now, and she wears the pants and tells her, you know what I mean, and the police only believe her. Then yeah, go for it. If you like that shit, go for it, man. I'm not stopping you. I'm gonna make fun of you though. I'm gonna make fun of society and talk about it, how ridiculous it is though, because it's like my responsibility to talk about it. And if anybody's got a problem with me, don't cuss and swear and call names. Come on the program and we'll talk about it. You tell me how wrong I am about all this stuff. Telling you, I'm here to prove all of this to be true. Is what I'm here for. I see they banned Owen Benjamin. I think I tried to find his channel today. He's gone. That, as much as I hated a lot of the stuff he said, a lot of the stuff he said was true too. And he would say, "Oh, it's just an excuse." Like you got to agree. You got to just agree with everything he says, I guess. But some of the stuff he says about just go have a family and shut up, basically. It's like I don't know about that, but most pretty much every other thing almost that the guy talked about, I absolutely agreed with. Just his view on men needing to shut up and just man up and wife up all these whores in this country. If you're gonna get married, just be prepared for total travesty and nobody giving one damn what you said about no one damn about what you're going through. No therapists, no police, nobody. Just be prepared for it. That's all. Unless you got a lot of money and time to go to court. If you got a lot of money and time to go to court, and the girl's just a complete piece of crap, and you can absolutely prove that she's a complete piece of crap and she wants nothing to do with her kids, basically, you might get sole custody and then have fun working, cleaning, doing the kids' laundry, actually doing what they say all the single moms do on their own. You know what I mean? I watch guys with sole custody work they have to have family, unless you want to risk strangers babysitting your kids. They have family that, if he's at work and the kid's off of school, you got to have an aunt or somebody to babysit the kid for that little, you got to have somebody that you trust to babysit your kid for an hour or two, you know what I mean? While you get, bust your ass at work, then come home, the kid don't quit when you're tired off of work. Now you gotta cook dinner, you know what I mean, clean up. You got to do a lot to take care of a kid on your own as a man. Nobody, they good, and I don't know if they give benefits as readily. You will get all the earned income credit. Maybe I guess that'll help out. I had a cop in town tell me he remembers me from YouTube, and he was calling me a liar. I got hit by a drunk driver. I know. I heard that whole story, bro. All because of a woman. Rip her bedroom door off while holding the frame. That's alpha dog. Yeah, you start ripping doors off of frames. Some your neighbors are gonna call the police. That's how that works. Your brainwashed neighbors are gonna call the police. I've heard it said like this: these women say they want a man to keep them in line until you go try to keep them in line, then they call the police on you. It's all about not leaving marks. I'm an expert in beating women and not leaving marks, and I can for a small price of, or for a small monthly membership of $19.99, you can learn this technique. They play as it suits them. Well, they might. I think they might let you smack them around a little bit to lose credibility completely. So then, you know what I mean? When they do finally retaliate with authorities, you know what I mean? Then they can basically piss you off purposely. I mean, you gotta. You should. If you let these women get you angry, then you've basically fallen for the trap, and that's the whole trap is for you to get angry and say something stupid on their email. You know what I mean? Or, but see, the player doesn't get angry. He just kicks them to the curb and goes finds the next one. But if you like it's safe to just go from vagina to fucking vagina, But whatever, man. I'm not a PUA. And if you don't get angry, they might just get so. If they got borderline personality disorder or something like that, they just and they're narcissistic, they might just completely lie now. They might just get totally mad at you over. I've seen it happen just over something that not even that you did. They make up in their heads. You understand what I'm saying? And just lie about you or make up some reason in their head to hire somebody to kill you, basically. Or to poison the kid and get the insurance money. You got to be careful with a lot of these women. Yeah, psychological abuse. You got to be prepared for these women. If you got time to play all these games now and have the police back up the female as she plays the games, then yeah, go impregnate all these women. Have fun, man. Do it up. You will end up in jail at some point. I can pretty much guarantee it. But have fun. If you want to, and if you're gonna just rap it or whatever, yeah, you're still, you're kissing nasty women that have had tons of dicks in their mouths, and have fun. Live it up. And why don't you just go lick the outhouse toilet? Why don't you just go and why don't you just go to outhouses and just make out with outhouses, man? Why don't you just go stick your dick in a dirty sewer pipe like the Greeks do? Like you guys over in Greece do. You guys want to see my hernia? I showed it to the doctor today. Oh my God, I have to get surgery soon. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe not, but I think I'm going to get surgery. So the bottom line is MGTOW. It's MGTOW. Take it or leave it. And, I got to get some sleep. It's getting late here. I just wanted to have some fun, do a podcast, a little update on some things. Yeah, you guys have fun. I'm peacing.